You don't love me. That's how I feel. Hello and welcome to my channel. Hi, how are you doing? I am doing fantastic. Almost Valentine's Day, or it is Valentine's Day, depending on when I edit this video. So I have been doing these videos where I am the holiday scary stories, so I thought it was perfect for this to do because Valentine's Day is about love and people do crazy things when they love someone. Like really crazy things. And there's plenty of stories revolving around that. So Valentine's Day is one of the worst days in the world. No, just kidding. I don't really care too much about Valentine's Day. It's just another day. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad if you get me a box of chocolate and flowers. So this first story that I'm gonna tell you is not, it didn't happen on Valentine's Day, but it does have a lot to do with love. Two people that are crazy in love together. Yes, so I thought it was a perfect story to fit into this video because they're madly in love. The story is boy loves girl, girl loves boy, so desperately in love with each other. Together for years, they have this amazing connection. They're practically inseparable, except when they're working, obviously. Amazing connection. She was a writer, he was, I can't remember what he was. He went to an office to work, so she stayed at home. They were madly in love, just so in love, like disgustingly in love. Sadly, they were struggling to have a child. They kept miscarrying. It was really sad, you know, it's really very, very sad when you're desperately wanting a child and can't have one. Not that I relate, I've never had that experience, but I can imagine how awful that would be. So they had a routine that they did every day. He would go to work, she would, you know, stay home and do her work. She would stay in bed for another hour until she got up. He would sneak little texts at like around 9 before they would talk on his lunch. So one day she didn't reply. He began to panic. It was a daily thing. For years they've done this. Of course, when she didn't reply, that really freaked him out. It was really unlike her to do that. She's never gone without replying. So he went home and he found her body in their bed along with a note. And the note led him to another note, which was in the bathroom in the tub. And he opened that note. So these notes led him to the attic that he never went in. He just didn't like it, so he never went up there. So he found another note. And this note, it was the most horrifying note that he would find. Angry note. In the note, she said that she knew about the affair that he had 2 years ago, and that he didn't deserve her, or he didn't deserve a child with her. So along with the note, she put all of the appointments that she had for the abortions that she had gotten to punish him back for having an affair, which is pretty fucked up. That's how she got back at him, having all these abortions, and then she eventually just committed suicide. Like, it's crazy. I mean, I get that, like, they were like madly in love, but girl, you didn't have to do all that. That's just, it was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. A horrible, horrible story. So this next story happened on Valentine's Day 2007. Art and Louis Surin went to their 39-year-old daughter's place, whose name was Jodine. Jodine, I hope I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm really sorry if I am. She was mentally disabled, but she was able to take care of herself. Her parents like to come and make sure, you know, every once in a while they'll come by and see how she's doing, see if she needs anything. They could not get in because the latch was locked, so obviously she was home. So but she wasn't answering, and they began to worry. Her dad busted through the door and came through, calling for her. She didn't reply, so they went through the house. He walked into the darkening bedroom. To his surprise, he found his daughter having sex with this man. Her father told the man to get dressed and leave. They left the room. Yeah, after several minutes of waiting for Jodine to come out, she never did. So they went in to see what was going on, and turns out she was dead, laying there in the bed, which is awful. And the man had already run, or had already left, and they like freaked out, obviously, because she was dead. She had been beaten and strangled to death, so they weren't very sure if she was already dead while the man was having sex with her, or during, or what. They also never found the man that killed her. They found DNA was collected and everything, but they never found the man that did this to their daughter, which is awful. On Valentine's Day 1992, Billy and Cindy Trembach, I guess that's how you say their last name, I'm not sure, were married in Stoneham, Colorado. On the day of their first anniversary, Billy was shot to death and found on the side of the road. The sheriff who investigated the case was just happened to pass by the same road shortly before Billy was found. He saw like multiple vehicles there, so he might have unknowingly witnessed or seen the killer while they were disposing Billy's body, but they weren't very sure. Their attention turned to Cindy because she were to collect $500,000 life insurance from Billy after he dies. They, you know, every time a husband dies or a wife dies, they always look to the spouse first because it makes sense. Usually it is the spouse. A lot of times it is the spouse, especially when you're going to get a lot of money from their life insurance policy. In 1994, a newspaper had an article about Billy's death and saying that Cindy was a suspect. So they have a 10-year-old son named James, and he got teased at school about his mother killing his father. And James responded by pulling out a gun and shooting Jeremy to death, the kid that was teasing him. James was sent to juvie, and his mother, Cindy, died from natural causes in 1996. So they never figured out how or why, who killed Billy. Over the years, rumors had spread that Cindy had hired someone to kill her husband, and that's that. Ooh, that's crazy. In 2015, Alabama Sheriff Department found an elderly couple, a husband and a wife. It appeared that the 77-year-old husband shot and killed his wife and then killed himself. There's no history of domestic violence or anything like that, but it did say that the couple was dealing with a terminal illness. So sad story. On the morning of February 13, 1990, a man was walking through the field and located behind a mall in South Carolina. He was looking for some wildflowers for his wife for Valentine's Day, and apparently this was like a legal dumping area that he was nearby. He had found a Sears vacuum cleaner box, and he smelled this foul smell, got curious and looked into the box, and sadly in the box was a newborn infant girl, a decomposing infant girl. She was only 2 days old. She still had the umbilical cord on her belly button. There was traces of food found in her stomach, so they know that someone at one point did take care of her and fed her. The investigators were unable to determine what caused her to die, and they never found out who did this, who left their child in a Sears box. But she got the nickname Julie Valentine because they didn't know what to call her. That's why I picked the story, was because it was kind of interesting that that's what they named her. But they did cite a man in a red Pontiac. They weren't sure if he was actually connected to her or anything, and it was never found. It's really sad. Alright, so my last story is a social media story. Don't post shit on, but it's kind of a good thing that you did post it because you got caught. So Lindsay K, I don't know how to say her last name, Vanarath, I don't even think that's a real name, and Randall Stevens Shepard were planning to shoot up a shopping center for a Valentine's thing. They almost executed a mass murder, but before she was arrested, she had reblogged some stuff on Tumblr about pro-Nazi and the Columbine shooting. She also tweeted that things like Valentine's Day, it's going down. So obviously she just pretty much told the world that she was going to do some shit, and it led to, people, luckily someone went to authorities, or the authorities saw it and they arrested her. She and her co-conspirators were charged with conspiracy to commit murder, conspiracy to commit arson, conspiracy to use weapons for a dangerous purpose, and unlawfully threats through social media. So luckily they were caught and it didn't happen. So that's great. People just are dumb. They like post shit on Facebook and Twitter and just like don't think anybody's gonna do anything about it, and luckily they did, and I arrested them. So no one was killed, no one was hurt. It's a wonderful story, y'all. Nobody died. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy all my Valentine's stories, please give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe because I post every Wednesday, and hope to start posting more. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye. Bye bye.